welcome back to another video on this channel. My name is Cassie Van Gundy, and we are on our way to Spooky Frog Book Fair. Woo! We are in the car right now, if that's not apparent. Douglas is driving. Hi. And this is the look today, this is the makeup, and this is the fit. Ooh, pants. Yeah, so I'm excited for this event. We've never been to Spooky Frog before. This is my first time selling books there. I am very nervous right now. I tend to be nervous before all book events because I don't know, I just get nervous, what if I don't sell anything? Hasn't happened yet, thank goodness, but the fear always comes lurking in the mornings for this. So yeah, I'm going to be vlogging this event too, so if you're interested in seeing all the fun details, just keep on watching. Not everybody is Midwestern, so they're not used to this. Secret tunnel. Heavy. We're leaving. Hi there, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm experimenting with the lighting. I literally put my blind all the way up so that the sun can hit me because it's a weird time of day to be filming, and when I pull the curtain down sometimes I feel like I look a little dark. So let me know if you like this or not. If it's ugly, I won't do this again. But yeah, so we're back. This is Monday after the weekend. We are going to do a recap of Spooky Frog, the event I went to over the weekend. I had the wonderful problem again of being so busy that I didn't have time to film anything. So I just want to talk about that and like talk about how many books I sold and yeah, like just overall experiences at Spooky Frog. Some of you may know that this was my first time doing this event in particular. It took place in like just outside Milwaukee, and it's an area I really haven't been to before. So I was really happy when I got to be part of this lineup of authors there for this book fair, and they had a fantastic turnout. The news was even there early on in the morning to promote the event. So I think it was a big old success. I ended up breaking my record for how many books I could sell at an event, which is always a good thing. I ended up selling 25 books. The event was 5 hours. And if you do the math, because I did the math beforehand, I sold 25 books in 5 hours. And if you break that down, that is 5 books per hour. And if you break that down even further, that's one book every 12 minutes. So I think that's really good. Personally, I was exhausted afterwards, I'll tell you what. And like my mind was so just kind of like focused on just interacting with people and talking about books that I kind of like neglected maybe some other people that wanted to hang out and talk to me, like other authors at the event. So I just want to apologize for everybody else that was there that like maybe I wasn't the most social human being, and I really apologize. These events, they like are fun to do, but at the same time I find them very physically daunting. Like I've noticed that like after this event this month, I'm either sick or I feel like I'm hungover. I tend to crash really hard after I come down. If I have a high emotional feeling, I tend to crash really hard after the fact. So I think that was part of it. But anyway, I don't want that to detract from the overall experience. I had a great time. I tried something, well, not something new. I've done this in the past where I've done bundle deals. So for like Cursed Fate and Wicked Breed, I bundled them together. If you bought both of them at the same time, you got $5 off, and I offered the same deal for the two Cursed Images short story collections that I have. So if you bought both of them, you'd also get $5 off. And I think that was a good way to push sequels and product, because let's face it, most people aren't going to buy sequels to books or franchises like right away if they don't like the first one. Like people are going to be cautious like that, but if they feel like they're saving money for this experience, then they're more likely to do so. After counting all my books, I noticed that it was like pretty like half. So like for example, I sold 11 copies of the first Cursed Images. With the bundle, I sold like half of that. I think like 5 copies of the second one, right? And most people bought those in the bundle. So that means that like half of my purchases for the first short story collections were done through a bundle type thing. So it's a good way to push product. I would recommend that to folks. I'm not going to be doing it on my next event because we already had the prices preset, and it's like more of like a consignment type agreement, which I'm looking forward to like experimenting with and seeing
like whether I like that rather than just like paying a table fee and then trying to earn it back. But those were the finances of kind of everything that happened. And again, I'm super tired, but super, super thankful for everybody who bought books. The highlights of the day, I had one person seem really interested. They circled around and came back, and then they bought every single book that I was selling. So that was great. And I think their name was Patrick. So shout out to you, Patrick. I really appreciate it. And I actually had another person come to me and they bought the short story collections together. And they took the time to tell me that they came to the event specifically for me, because they saw my work posted online on Facebook through Spooky Frog folks, and they were really interested in my short story collections. And I thought that was so flattering and so nice. And I told them in the moment how much I appreciated that, because a lot of times, like, when you are an artist and you're trying to like get your work out there, sometimes it feels like you're screaming into the void. So the fact that like somebody saw that and acknowledged that and like came to see me was really, really cool. So I really appreciated that. The people at Spooky Frog, it was so organized. Like there's hors d'oeuvres going around, which I really appreciated, because I could send my husband to go get snackies every now and then. And I think overall everybody had a pretty good day. Like all my author friends were kind of smiling. I did ask them directly like how many books they sold, but like I don't know, everybody seemed happy. Everybody seems like very smiley, and I think the guests there were having a good time. At least that's what I got from people. There's other vendors there that were selling art, and like I think there was a secondhand bookstore there selling stuff, and there was like other people selling like spooky related merch and items. There was like a DJ booth. So there's a lot of fun things going around. There was also an open bar, so some people were drinking. I don't drink, but it was nice to have that option there. And I don't know, it was a really fun day. It was really cool, and it would be an event that I really want to do in the future. I think that they've teased that they're going to do another event in the spring, so I'm going to apply to that, and hopefully I'll get in, because that was my most profitable event period. And I just really appreciated all the passionate people that went into like making the event, but also all the passionate people that were like attending the event too. So I'm super appreciative for that. And shout out to Spooky Frog and the people organizing it. Please go give them a follow. If you like goth things and you're in that area, they also do like Goth Barge, which is like goth events on a boat. I will also tag the podcast that's affiliated with them, Spooky Frog, in the description down below. I did that in my last video, but I'm going to do it again. And yeah, give them a follow. It was a great time, and I just felt so welcome and included. So that was great. That was fantastic. Just as a shameless plug, I do have an event that's coming up on Friday the 24th. I will be in Jacksonville, Illinois, which is, from what I understand, more center Illinois. I'm not familiar with the state of Illinois, so I'm about to learn, because this is a 4-hour drive. So I'm about to learn real quick my geography of the state that I'm currently living in. But yeah, I'm going to be going there. There's a place called Our Town Books, which is a bookstore, and they are putting on a book fair Halloween event with other local businesses. So we'll be at actually an axe throwing place, and there'll be a handful of indie authors selling there. And because it's affiliated with the bookstore, we're going to be selling kind of on consignment. So instead of a table fee, I split the profit with the bookstore, which is interesting. I haven't done that before. So I think that might be a practice for other events that are affiliated with bookstores specifically. But this is my first time. This year I'm really learning. This year I really wanted to put myself out there and do these events and kind of learn whether or not they're for me. And I'm still experimenting with stuff and like taking things in. So at the end of the season, I'll probably post a recap of whether or not I think these sorts of events are worth it for authors, especially independent authors. So be on the lookout for a video like that. But Our Town Books, yeah, they're doing a book fair, and I'll put the flyer up here. There's going to be tarot card readings, tattoos, and all sorts of fun stuff. So if you can make it, feel free to check it out. And yeah, that's not my last event. That's my last event in October, and then I'm going to take a little bit of break, and then I have another event in November, which I'll be posting about. So I know that not everybody loves my vlogs on my channel. I know there's, for my niche followers or my niche subscribers who are here to talk to me and not just like for the drama or the tea or whatever. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being in my life, and thank you for engaging with me in that way. It means a lot. I also am thinking about making a video with just about like selling tips, or like, because I'm kind of realizing, because I've had a history of working in retail for a very long time, and right now my mom and my stepdad both work in sales. My grandfather also works in sales, so I have a lot of experience with that in my family, and I'm doing these events, I'm realizing that not everybody has the same sort of like little tricks for sales. If not like tricks in a manipulative way, right? But like things you can do to make people feel comfortable. And even if they don't buy your book, they remember who you are. So if you want like sales tips as a creative and you think that that might warrant like a separate video, just let me know and I'll make it. I think it could be really helpful for folks because, a lot of creatives, especially authors, are kind of introverted. So like just for example, something I've noticed that a lot of authors have like the scripted pitch, and they say it to everybody regardless of who that person is. And while it's good to have like certain things rehearsed, like that you definitely want to say, or like certain things about how you describe your books that you want to come across, that's important. But I don't think it's a good idea to use the exact same pitch on every single person, because that's not connecting with them as an individual, right? Like if somebody comes up to my booth, I try to read whether or not they're like introverted or extroverted, right? Whether they want to read the back of the books for themselves, or if they want like an explanation, or if they even read horror or dark fantasy to begin with. Like you got to ask those questions sometimes, or get to know them. Or some people are like, oh, I haven't read in a while, and then you can like try to engage them that way. So like stuff like that. So if you want a video on that, let me know. And I think that might be a good video, like an writer's advice video for folks in the future. But yeah, so that's it. That's kind of like everything I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much for watching my vlog. I know it's been a bit of a hot mess, but I appreciate you being here with me. If you like this video, feel free to like it, comment something fun down below, share it with a friend, or subscribe to the channel. Please, please, please. That would help me out a lot. I also have a membership program, so if you want to support me additionally even further, you can go ahead and sign up for that. Like there's like a basic tier with like fun emojis and things like that, and then there's a higher level tier for people who are more interested in the behind the scenes writing elements of it all. So yeah, if you're interested, please check that out. And until next time, thanks. Bye.